Hi Gemini, welcome to your July 2017 Astro Tarot forecast. My name is Charlotte from Astrology.com. This month we have a lot to talk about. It is eclipse season and we have a lot of energies that are really melding together in the month of July. First off, the cardinal cross that took place from 2010 forward, but really began about 2008. So all of the energies that have really compressed or distressed you or brought tension over the past decade were reactivated June 24th at the new moon in Cancer, which took place in your income sector. So a lot of you have really, over the last decade, been really struggling with what is yours, what is mine, what is ours, that type of thing. You've been struggling with your income debt ratio and really trying to find the right career field that suited you in some way. Some of you have also been dealing with trust in your intimate relationships and worrying about whether you're with the right person or not. And sometimes these boundaries have been redefined by your friendships, or your friendships haven't jived maybe with these boundaries that you set up for yourself. Some of you have been very compulsive, obsessive in your sex life for the last decade, courtesy of Pluto in Capricorn. And some of you have been really focused on, again, finances and what is mine and what is yours, that type of thing, really defining boundaries. And almost like you're for a while there, from 2010 forward, it was almost like even, like a division of a plate of food. This is my part of food. You can't have this. This is mine. That's yours. We're not sharing, but we're going to be here together. That type of thing. For some of you, I realized that it was a funny example, but it reminded me of a situation where I actually saw that take place with a Gemini. So you guys are great. First of all, I don't mean to talk that way. I love Geminis. I have a lot of Geminis in my family, Gemini children. This is just a lot of very heavy energy. I think that has been true for some people, especially those of cardinal signs. So if you have Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra in your chart, this has certainly been a definite defining energy for you over the past decade. If you've been lucky enough and you have mainly air in your chart, then maybe you haven't felt these things, but you definitely have felt the pull of worrying about certain resources in your life. On that June 24th new moon, as people begin to become tense, it's going to lead up to the July 9th full moon, which is going to take place in Capricorn. Now, this is a precarious full moon. The new moon was precarious. The full moon is precarious. That 2-week period between June the 24th and July the 9th really throwing everybody for a loop. It's really dredging up all of the emotional drama, I think, from the past. And along that July 9th full moon, this is going to take place in your 8th house, in your joint resource, in your trust, an intimate and sexual boundary sector. And with Pluto on top, this is either a huge drive in sexual energy, but it's also like a compulsive energy. For some of you, that is exactly what you're going to be feeling. And there's going to be a huge sense of mine versus yours. And for some of you, it's like the tables have been turned, where maybe you were in control in the past and maybe now your partner is going to be in control. That type of thing. Or for some of you, you may have played a game along sexually with a person in private. And this may have been a secret relationship that has evolved over time. And now you're just ready to maybe even end that relationship. For a few of you, you're about to have a lot of new beginnings, though, that are going to take place in your communication sector. A lot of short trips, a lot of contact, maybe even with your siblings, that type of thing is coming forward. But first, all of July is working towards an ending. So this catalytic event with mine versus yours and income versus debt and sexuality and compulsion and all of that, that is leading you towards an ending that is going to take place in your 9th house. And this 9th house is about travel, communication, and vehicles. So maybe you're arguing with your partner about your income debt ratio in relation to your vehicle, in relation to the ability to travel, in relation to the ability to publish, write, put something out online. If you're working with an institution that is related to communication, could definitely be an ending there. If you are a teacher or you're related to academia in some way, could definitely be an ending there along that August the 8th full moon in Aquarius. Now that moon energy, that lunar eclipse energy is going to meld very well with your sign. So I feel like whatever these obstacles are that are happening with so many of us this summer, Gemini, you guys have just been able to escape. You guys are like Houdini lately. And you're just kind of able to escape that situation. Maybe there is an ending, but it's going to work out well for you. So now I want to get into the cards. We'll talk more about that as we go along. But I had to get that out of the way, Gemini, because that energy of the old meeting the new and these endings taking place, especially in your finances, and these new beginnings that are going to really begin to take place in regard to your communication and travel, those types of things are going to have precedence over the next 6 months, and it all starts in the month of July. So let's take a look at the card and see what we have here. Some of you have a new situation emerging with children. This could take place over the summer. You're changing your perspective related to children. There's a need here to use your instincts to become grounded. I think this situation is going to take you into the winter months. It's going to go all through the fall and into the winter. Or else some of you may be having a child in the winter, and maybe you're deciding this month to really begin practicing or planning, especially with all that sexual energy there at the July 9th full moon in Capricorn. But this is almost like an instinctual drive, like you know it's time to prepare for something. It's time to change your perspective, and it's time for you to really get out in nature. You're really maybe even wanting to learn more about the spirit world. You're really able to focus in on what it is that you want and really implement those plans for a new beginning. Now, this is a situation that may unfold over the next 9 months, especially if you are involved in a situation with a child or there's a new beginning with a child. Definitely it's going to take place over time. The advice right here that I just got, I just felt like coming to me in my mind right now, was to really remain grounded in the decisions that you're going to make regarding children. I think it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to work out good. Watch your back. Believe your instincts. Don't gloss over any facts, especially as you're reflecting on this situation over the winter, because I think that there are going to be some tears shed here. There's a letting go process also here that I see that's going to take place in the winter. I'm going to turn the tarot over. We do have the Moon card in reverse in regard to children. Sometimes this card works out just like the Six of Cups here, this childhood innocence card. So it's more like a reflection, or feeling very emotional about a child-related situation. A child may need you. Virgo got very similar cards, and I think Scorpio did too. So this is, and even Cancer. So this is something that's very indicative of that June 24th new moon in Cancer, where everyone, because Cancer, relates to children and nurturing, fertility, mothers, people in emotional distress, that type of situation. And it's going to lead up to that July 9th full moon. And we do have a little full moon here, don't we, on this card. So this is about maybe a child needs your help, or there is an old romantic relationship that's coming along that's going to, trigger you emotionally. And we do have the Green Man here is reversed. Typically, it's talking about new beginnings. So this is like a review of something, I feel like, where a lot of people are coming together to really discern what exactly is going on here, is what I get the feeling of. We have the Queen of Swords. She is reversed. This is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or Libra. Could be yourself, could be someone who is older, maybe your mother if you're a younger Gemini. This person is involved in this emergence. So maybe this is an emergency related to a child that is taking place here. We have the Seven of Swords against the summer Sun card. There is something being illuminated here. Sneaky behavior is being illuminated. Gemini, if you've been involved in an affair with a past relationship, there's a review. People are maybe talking about it. Something is coming up. This Queen of Swords, this is someone, maybe she is, listen, us air signs can talk a lot. This is someone who may be wagging their tongue about this situation, but definitely there has been some sneaky behavior going on here. We have the Three of Swords here. This is heartbreak. So your perspective is changing. Definitely this is going to be an emotional influence that's affecting you in the month of July. Your perspective is changing about a partner or the way that someone has treated you, or someone has cheated on you, or you have cheated on them. Moving on, we have the New Beginnings card, and I would associate this with this new moon that's going to take place in Leo on July the 23rd. And this is where things really begin to change. And we're going to clarify that again in a moment. Where we have the Ten of Swords, and this takes place over winter where there's been an ending. So it's like a new beginning and an ending side by side. So the new beginning may be the ending of one relationship where someone has exhibited a very sneaky behavior. They've hidden certain things that are now coming to light, especially in regard to past relationships or children. It says use your instincts in this battle that you're having with your partner. And your partner can be your parent, anyone you're bound to by a legal document, can be an ex-spouse even. We never lose those people out of our lives. They are just stay with us forever. Oh, Lord. But anyway, you get the picture. If you're battling over child support, something like that, that could definitely be a situation here. I don't see any legal cards just yet, but that did come to mind just now. And I feel like maybe there's an old partner, an old marriage you've been hanging on to. You need to let that go, Gemini. Someone is not showing you their true face. Someone's not showing you their true colors. I think over the winter, you're going to really be able to see that. Now, I'm going to use the Fin de Siècle deck by Ciro Marchetti. This is the Kipper deck. I don't know if you are familiar with that deck, but here we go. Definitely a false person with a sneaky behavior here, Gemini. I hope it's not you. So we have a message coming forward here and using your instincts about this argument with a partner. Definitely these new beginnings are going to involve travel. We have the distance card here. So the wheel is turning. New beginnings related to travel, related to people at a distance. And I think you're going to be reflecting maybe about an older woman. This could definitely be your mother, a grandmother, something like that. That is a grieving process that's taking place over the winter. There is a loss there. Gemini, if you do have an Aquarius mother, Aquarius grandmother, something like that, one of these people are experiencing a loss. It could be a death, could be someone who is not feeling well. We do have this heartbreak over someone who is experiencing bad health, and this really almost changes your view of life. It's a big change for you, Gemini. And we do have the Queen of Swords here reversed, so this is a new situation. Maybe this is a person that you are concerned about, and this situation is just coming up. Definitely some of you are going to be dealing with a loss in the family, Gemini. Again, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, older female. Definitely going to take place over the winter months. This health situation may emerge during the summer. There may be some surgery involved in this situation. Again, we have the number 8. We have a lot of grieving cards here. This is someone you may be connected through all of your childhood memories. It seems like a lot of people are coming together in support of this female. There's a need to step back from a male figure. This could be a father figure. Maybe your parents are divorced. You don't want this person in on this situation, or maybe this person could be your father's mother. Let's see what else we can pull up here. I'm going to go back to the Green Witch a minute. 2 of Wands on this ending. So this situation with this female, whether this is you, Gemini, Libra, or Aries, this situation is really just getting started. It may involve two people who are warring with each other. Maybe they're planning on a new adventure together. Maybe this is going to take place on this trip. So this definitely could be you. You have decided to maybe go with your partner because this is a funeral that's taking place, or there's an ending that has taken place in a relationship that's going to lead you towards a different future or a different perspective. Now, I do want to just stop a minute and say that we have several stories that are unfolding here on this deck. I want to remind you, this is a general reading. So I'm taking the collective consciousness of all Geminis and putting it forward here on this board. If you want a personal reading, I am offering a $25 for 45-minute personal reading. You can hit me up at charlottehuff@rocketmail.com or look at my website. Click on the little tab if you're on your phone up at the top. Go down to the reading sector. I bring that up now. I usually say that at the beginning or the end of the reading, but I'm telling you, there are so many situations that are unfolding here, which is very mercurial. You know, you guys are ruled by Mercury, and so we have a lot of conversations taking place here right now. So let's clarify. First of all, we have a situation in regard to a child that may need help close to that full moon, between the new moon of June 24th and the full moon of July the 9th. That's one situation. Another situation is someone you're connected to by childhood, your parent or grandparent, especially female, may get news of bad health around that time, which is going to unfold over the winter months, and there could be a loss, could be a grief-related process associated with that person. Some of you are definitely, and all of you, are going to be changing your relationship with what you see as mine versus yours. I think you're going to become a lot more willing to share, because Pluto has torn you down a lot with this obsession with money and sex. And we have to realize the 8th house, which was where Pluto is in for you, is not only money and sex, but it's also death and divorce. So I think that this is a lesson from Pluto that's coming forward to you. It's not about who's right, Gemini. I think we talked about that last month. Life is not about who is right and wrong. This is about caring for people and being willing to share with those that you love, whether that's your emotions, whether that's your time, whether that's your perspective, and doing so in a gentle way and focusing on your purpose here, not in your own self-glorification, and not being caught up in sexual energy that is really going to tear a relationship apart. Some of you are just realizing you can't have your cake and eat it too. This may have been going on for longer than a decade for some of you older Geminis, if we want to be serious here. So this, I feel like whatever this family situation or parent or partner situation is that's going on here for you, this is going to stir up some conflict between you and your partner. It's almost like this situation doesn't really fit together. You can't bring it. And Virgo had this very similar situation, which Virgo is ruled by Mercury too, where your boundaries have been crossed in family relationships. Boundaries have been crossed in your personal relationships. You're not defining. It's like you're wanting to put everything under the heading or title of marriage, maybe even, or the title of who you are with your partner. But then you want to do all these other things too on the side, and you're just hanging out for money. Not going to work. Okay, that's just not going to work. You're going to have to realize that over time, Gemini, and that's what we have here, because something very profound is coming over this winter, and I think it starts in the month of July. And I'm so sorry to see that it can be the extreme as far as someone actually losing someone important to them through death here and grief in the cards. For some of you, it's not going to be that extreme. For some of you, it's just really coming to a point where you are agreeing to put an end to certain behaviors, especially if you're the one wearing the false mask, or if your partner is, or your relationship, you're going to want to end this situation. Some of you are going to be spreading your wings to travel. Some of you are going to be going back to school. It's asking you to use, if you find a message related to your partner and you feel like it's a little bit sketchy, it's saying use your instincts here. And so let's try to discern a little bit more. I want to see what this bad health is over here. And this is a marriage upside down. So two people together in heartbreak, I think here, or a marriage that's being torn apart by someone who is in bad health. And this information comes forward very quickly. This is a very airy energy. It may come to you through an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. See what this message is. This is about a choice. You've got a choice to make in your relationships, definitely. And maybe your partner's like, hey, if you are the one that's being the false person, it's either you or your partner giving each other an ultimatum. And also trying to balance. Sorry, you can't see this over here. And also having you balance, the give and take of what's mine and yours. You're balancing the income debt ratio. How much is your partner contributing? How much are you contributing? You're very concerned with those things right now, Gemini. And sometimes it's not like that in a relationship. Sometimes this is about giving more than taking. And, sometimes we take more than we give. And I think right now, this is saying that one particular relationship of yours, there needs to be a balance. And anytime we're talking about money, we're talking about sexual energy. We're talking about boundaries because that's all in the 8th house. And if you are unbalanced sexually, it's going to go towards money. You're going to become more obsessed with money. And the more obsessed you become with money and finances, the more it's going to take away from your sexual energy. You've got to find a balance between what you're contributing, what your self-esteem is, what your partner is giving, what you're giving, how much you're spending, how much you owe. All of those things are about the 8th house being balanced. And right now you have Pluto in the 8th house. And you just are not, in some cases, doing a very good job, which is why Pluto is being activated here at that full moon on July the 9th. You're going to have to find a way it's going to be a realization for you that there needs to be a better balance. That's all going to take time. Nothing happens overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So I'm going to actually go in with the Everyday Witch Tarot for you because I want to see who this false person is. And again, we have 2 cards of illumination. A false person, a sneaky person is definitely being illuminated. I'm surprised we don't have the Ace of Swords here, but there may not be a victory for you. And that may be why we don't have it. The Sun card is also representative of Leo. So this could definitely be a Leo-like energy here on this card. Maybe to help give you another clue, we have 3 women here. An older woman, a younger female, and a pregnant. She looks about like middle-aged female. And they're in a garden of sunflowers. Let's see if this rings any bells to you. And then, of course, we have this false person. She rather looks like a Leo, doesn't she? And the 7 of Swords. This person is very sneaky. And then, of course, this is happening. This is all being illuminated. So the sneaky behavior, it was actually like this. The sneaky behavior of a false person is being illuminated over the summer. And we're doing a reading for July. So definitely by July. And I'm going to ask for you, what is going to take place by that Aquarius lunar eclipse on August the 8th? What is going to take place? Okay, so for some of you, this may be your own health over here that you find yourself in a situation with. Or it could be someone very close to you that really needs rest, maybe even within your relationship. And someone might actually need surgery again. So keep the eye on your health, those around you. Expect that there is going to probably be a situation where something or someone that you love, especially could be family related, needs to really rest. They need to consider the fact that there are strenuous journeys coming up, I think. Definitely you're traveling to meet certain people. This could definitely be related to a grief or loss. I'm just going to ask what can help Gemini What is the help for Gemini this month? It's like romance and spiritual connections to people. From your friends, from your groups of friends. You need someone to lean on. That's who you're going to be looking for. It says this is a good time to go on a new adventure. So perhaps you're traveling. By the end of the month, you're going to be traveling and into the winter. Certainly you have those eclipses coming up in Aquarius and Leo. So this is about maybe you taking a trip this summer, going on a new adventure. Watch your health. And during that time, you may get this information that someone is sick. Look out for these energies coming over the winter. And definitely by the 23rd of July, I think between the 23rd of July and August the 8th, you are definitely going on a trip around that time. And I think trips are going to become a very commonality for you over the next 6 months. You're going to really, that's something you're going to be interested in, higher learning, knowledge, even astrology, even the way spirit works for some of you. And so, yeah, that's what I see here for you, Gemini. I think you guys got off easy, really. I do hate to see that there is a loss of someone maybe in your family. And my gut feeling is here that this could be a grandparent, honestly. I mean, it could be anyone. Definitely, watch out for your parents. Don't, if you are going to see someone, maybe that's who you need to go see. So, just be aware of that energy. Again, if you need a personal reading, check out my website. And I am offering that $25 45-minute Astro Tarot reading. That will be me recording a message for you. You give me the characters, and I will record you a 45-minute video where I am really focusing in and narrowing just on you. And it can be over time. I would say probably the best results are about 3 to 4 months out. But you can ask me anything and I will get it to you with a private link on YouTube. So take care of the month of July, Gemini. I'll see you next time.